18 years old. That's all he is. Yet Estêvão Willian wears a nickname that would crush most players before they touched the pitch, Messinho. His story stretches from Franca's sun-cracked streets to Stamford Bridge's blinding spotlights. Brazil whispers he's their next jewel, the one who'll sparkle where so many dimmed before him. Nike knew it first, signing him at 10 years old, an endorsement that stamped him as something beyond promising. Palmeiras didn't just develop another prospect, they shaped a phenomenon. His debut at 16, zero nerves, pure inevitability. Each movement, each scanning glance radiates the composure of someone who's glimpsed tomorrow and recognized his place in it. His celebrations lack the wide-eyed wonder of dreams realized. Instead, they pulse with the certainty of prophecy fulfilled. Why? Because this marks only the opening verse in the saga of Messinho and the emergence of a player who might validate every syllable of that impossible name. This is Estêvão Willian.
Before dissecting his Stamford Bridge revolution, rewind to the source. Estêvão Willian Almeida de Oliveira Gonçalves. April 24th, 2007. Franca, São Paulo. A provincial kid with a sphere at his feet and aspirations that dwarfed his surroundings. 10 years old, when classmates stressed over multiplication tables, Estêvão inked his name with Nike, Brazil's youngest signing ever. The murmurs started immediately. His movement mirrors Messi. Brazil christened him Messinho, Little Messi. Cruzeiro's academy welcomed him in 2017. Coaches recall a child who transcended training. He interrogated the ball. Purpose saturated every touch. Each feint encoded lessons absorbed. Then, Palmeiras altered everything. May 6, 2021. Another date in Brazil's relentless assembly line of prodigies. Within months, Estêvão pulsed at the core of every youth squad he joined. 2022 exploded as his breakout season. He propelled Palmeiras' U15s, U17s, and U20s through every tournament. The Campeonato Paulista, Copa do Brasil Sub-17, Campeonato Brasileiro Sub-17. Finals didn't intimidate him, they amplified him. October 2023, the Brasileiro Sub-17 final. São Paulo versus Palmeiras. Pressure suffocating. The 16-year-old from Franca netted all 3 goals, orchestrating a 3-0 demolition. That evening, Brazil grasped this transcended talent. Destiny had spoken. 2 months later, professional football beckoned. December 7th, 2023. Against Cruzeiro, the very institution that unearthed him. Substituted in the 78th minute, Palmeiras hunting the Serie A title. Final whistle, champions crowned. Brazilian football's new chapter quietly inaugurated.
At 16 years, 8 months, he became Palmeiras' 4th youngest debutant ever. More crucially, he radiated belonging. 2024 dawned, and the Copinha arrived. Estêvão didn't merely shine, he blazed. April 12th brought Copa Libertadores glory against Liverpool, Uruguay, history's 3rd player under 17 to score in the competition, following Angelo Gabriel and Endrick. Then the poetic farewell. July 4th, 2025, FIFA Club World Cup quarterfinal. Palmeiras versus Chelsea, the club destined to claim him. He scored the equalizer against his future employers, a lyrical conclusion to his Brazilian odyssey. Elimination followed, but London awaited Estêvão. As the plane ascended from São Paulo, Brazil, Brazil's Messinho confronted a question even he couldn't answer. Could someone raised on improvisation survive the Premier League's calculated brutality?
He doesn't merely dribble, he deconstructs. Each stride, each shoulder feint, each rhythmic shift. Orchestrated pandemonium. That's Estêvão Willian. The Messinho label doesn't stem from mimicry, it's about fluency. His football articulates the same dialect: control, equilibrium, silent annihilation. Observe his posture: gravity-defying center, knees flexed, head angled slightly downward, eyes absorbing everything. He decodes defenders like chess positions. calculating 2 sequences ahead. His inside cuts don't require space. He manufactures it. In compressed channels where conventional wisdom demands distribution, he penetrates. When defenders swarm, he evaporates through them. His weapon? Cadence. Rushing doesn't exist. He beckons, luring markers close, almost taunting before dissecting the gap. But theatrics don't monopolize his arsenal. Estêvão operates within frameworks, unusual for a Brazilian teenager. Palmeiras' system taught him positional sophistication, navigating half spaces, overloading flanks, drifting centrally to function as an inverted playmaker. Chelsea's analysts fixated on this. He doesn't hug touchlines, he manipulates pitch geometry.
Left-footed, incisive, unpredictable. Transitions ignite him. Chelsea counters find him 10 yards ahead mentally. He decelerates the sprint, allowing chaos to crystallize, then detonates. Early Premier League appearances revealed something remarkable. The league's velocity didn't overwhelm Estêvão, he decelerated it. Elite players don't showcase speed through movement, they govern tempo around themselves. That Liverpool evening, 95th minute, 2-1. A solitary touch, peripheral glance, composed finish silencing Anfield echoes at Stamford Bridge. The Athletic labeled it stunning. But genuine observers recognized more than a goal, a declaration. He's not imitating Messi, he's proving Chelsea, perhaps the world, has room for a new species of left-footed virtuoso. Every luminary experiences the night when the world pivots toward them. For Estêvão Willian, October 4th, 2025. Chelsea versus Liverpool, titans colliding. The bridge electrified. On the bench, an 18-year-old observing, anticipating as history summoned him. 72nd minute introduction. The arena wasn't merely heated, it simmered. Then tranquility arrived. The rhythm, the Brazilian pulse. His inaugural touch recalibrated tempo. Zero trepidation, zero doubt, pure elegance. Gliding between defenders, syncing with Enzo Fernandez, earning dangerous set pieces. But destiny doesn't murmur, it thunders. 95th minute. Marc Cucurella surges forward, 1-2 with Enzo. Low cross skipping across the penalty area. And materializing as if existence prepared him for this precise delivery, Estêvão. Touch 1, preparation. Touch 2, execution. Net rippling, Stamford Bridge convulsing. Amid pandemonium, the roar, azure flares, collective disbelief. A serene teenager elevated his palms, eyes shuttered. No theatrical celebration, no arrogance, just intimate communion with fate. The Athletic called it stunning. Supporters recognized something deeper, Genesis. That strike didn't merely secure 3 points. It etched Estêvão into Chelsea hearts, not through technique, power, or fortune, through composure. In dying seconds, confronting reigning champions, a Franca kid acknowledged chaos and grin. That night, a nickname metamorphosed into prophecy. Messinho had materialized. The Premier League witnessed something hauntingly familiar, yet utterly original. Football transforms comparisons into simultaneous compliment and prison. Few names carry Messi's gravitational pull. They branded him Messinho before driver's education. Not through ambition, through necessity. His football demanded it. The gravity-defying center, the hypnotic dribble, the left foot caressing leather like sentient matter. But scrutinize deeper. Estêvão isn't replication, he's evolution. Messi constructed legend through precision and patience. Neymar through pandemonium and audacity. Estêvão inhabits the intersection. Messi's equilibrium, Neymar's fearlessness. European cognition, Brazilian execution. Messi's dribbles suspended breath. Neymar's samba paralyzed defenders. Estêvão's movement, defenders vanish. Palmeiras claimed his feet outpaced cameras. Chelsea insists his intellect outpaces defenders. Every Brazilian great embodies paradox, euphoria and expectation, liberation and burden.
Pele's innocence to Ronaldinho's poetry, Neymar's defiance to Vinicius's perseverance. Now, the flame illuminates Estêvão's grip. He doesn't dribble for ovations. He dribbles proving street soul survives tactical machinery. While Messi pursued perfection, Estêvão chases something distinct: acceptance. For every headline proclaiming Chelsea's Messi, Franca whispers back, he's still ours, still Estêvão. Perhaps that defines his singularity. He doesn't carry Messi's shadow, he shoulders Brazil's aspirations. The next yellow and blue maestro, a bridge spanning two realms, the favela and the Premier League. Between Stamford Bridge's thunder and Sao Paulo's samba percussion, a legend discovers self-definition. Talent manufactures moments. Evolution forges players who revolutionize football. For Estêvão Willian, distinction materializes through cognition. Behind every touch, a calculation. Behind every sprint, an algorithm. Palmeiras football was instinct, raw, explosive, mercurial. Chelsea, under tactical architectures, engineered to dissect rather than dazzle, demanded transformation. Patience became paramount, selecting moments, transitioning from flair to functionality, chaos to calculation. Brazil made him the spark. England teaches him to become the system. Enzo Maresca coveted more than dribbling skills. He wanted cognitive machinery. Repositioning from touchlines into half spaces, where Premier League supreme playmakers exist, between lines, defenders, heartbeats. Now he doesn't play football, he orchestrates it. Every feint manipulates positioning. Every pause redistributes pressure. Glory doesn't monopolize his vision. Sometimes genius hides in simplicity. The disguised distribution, delayed release, restraint rare for teenagers. That control, that maturity captivates coaches. But tactical evolution represents one dimension. Mentality defines another. No matter how mesmerizing the footwork, the Premier League examines something deeper: fortitude. Frigid evenings, aggressive challenges, tactical suffocation, relentless intensity. Still, he adapts, studies, absorbs, treating errors like training footage, refinement opportunities, not regrets to harbor. What segregates competence from excellence isn't acceleration, it's evolutionary composure. Estêvão no longer pursues spotlights. He's mastering their manipulation. Franca streets instilled courage. Palmeiras embedded rhythm. Chelsea imparts structure. Between these three worlds, he's sculpting something football hasn't witnessed recently: Brazilian flair, European discipline, mental maturity transcending chronology. Not the stepovers, not the tricks, the silence preceding movement. That's where greatness germinates. In a realm obsessed with futurity, Estêvão Willian has quietly become the present. From Franca's streets to West London's thunder, his journey transcends comparisons. It's about conviction. No longer pursuing Messi or Neymar shadows, he's carving entirely new silhouettes, stitched in blue and gold. At 18, he's already scored Premier League goals, debuted for Brazil, converted skeptics. But his true rarity isn't statistical. It's his demeanor, balancing youthful joy with surgical precision. Still playing like the street kid who fell for the ball, yet thinking like the professional, understanding legacy's demands. The future remains unwritten, but observe closely. You'll glimpse it materializing. Every flick, sprint, assist, another page in a story radiating destined greatness. For Chelsea, he transcends a signing. He's a manifesto, reminding everyone beauty still belongs in football. For Brazil, he's the next pulse in rhythm initiated by Pelé, evolved through Zico, Ronaldinho, Neymar, now echoing through this new generation. Perhaps that's the word: magic. Because in an analytics-dominated era governed by statistics and structure, Estêvão reminds us football remains visceral, that artistry still matters, that the game fundamentally still belongs to visionaries. He was once just a barefoot child on dusty pitches. Now he carries a club, a nation, and a legacy awaiting inscription. And somewhere between Sao Paulo and Stamford Bridge, between ambition's roar and preparation's silence, a young man named Estêvão Willian proves destiny doesn't wait. It dribbles past you if you're unprepared. Because every era claims its artist, and this one belongs to him.